In this material, everything about balance, about this car with its standard and custom parts.
Rear 7, 8, no, 10, 11, 12,
Tire sizes, everything.
はいはい。
30, 40, 50, good.
Tire.
Tire size,
Yeah.
best size, street best size, 205, 50, 15. Rear 225, 45, 60.
60.
60.
Stagger.
And the circuit are best choice, or brake, hard brake okay, front 225, 45, 60, rear 245 or 255, 40, 70.
70. Fender.
Elise, same Elise.
Oh.
Elise. Street easy drive.
Alright, so you have here whatever you can actually think. This is an awesome man, a legend, and with this car, as you saw in 2020, he obtained the same time with his toy as in a Mainz GTR. Now we'll move further to the swaps, the common swaps you can do on a such Toyota MRS. I think this is Australian, oh no, South Africa, as we can see. So this South African for hill climb is also very dependent on aerodynamic parts, huge aerodynamic parts. But what this man has to say, again, no copyrights. You can visit his channel to watch all these movies. Awesome in the most quality way. You can see here what he swapped, how he swapped, and his results. So now this Toyota MR2, even though it's not that balanced like the Japanese Takumi made for himself and for the technology and the measures required in his field. Of course, the same engineering in the best way said, with a Toyota chassis, with Toyota development from the beginning, from early 2000s, swapping for a V6, I think also Toyota engine. So Toyota technology chassis, Toyota engine, with some bits here and there of aero. He obtained a almost 1000 horsepower hill climb monster.
On the way. The red MR2 3.5 litre Toyota engine, actually in their highly modified though.
Fire engine red, but lovely looking as well on top of it all.
He's pushing in class B4. He's flying up the second straight. That is quick. I think this is the quickest I've seen him all day. David slayed the Goliath as Zeely brought his highly modified Toyota MR2 home in first place.
My name is Peter Zeely. I've got a few cars, but fastest one I have is
like
the MR2, Toyota MR2 that you see here.
Like
it's a standard production car with a few modifications. So I've always loved speed. In 1996 I bought a Cobra. We started tampering with it. I started doing drag racing, started participating in it, did very well, broke records, was the first car, street car that got into the 11 seconds, and then the first street car that got into the 10 seconds. But it got to a point where I started enjoying track racing more. So I decided to build a new car and then bought the Lotus, and of course we played around with my wife's little MR2, made a few changes to it, changed the engine, but then it developed into more than a hobby. It's now a lifestyle. It keeps me sane. So, and it's something that me and my wife could do together. She also raced. It gives me a lot of satisfaction to take a standard Toyota MR2, which really is totally underpowered. It's got great handling, it's got great potential, but that's it. And to develop that potential into what we have here now, and of course to win King of the Hill at Knysna Hill Climb, I mean that gives me huge satisfaction. I never thought that I would win, especially because it's a rear-wheel drive or two-wheel drive car. The first event in 2009 was won by Sarel van der Merwe in a two-wheel drive car, and since then it's only been four-wheel drive cars, because these guys, they benefit by 1.5 plus seconds just on from pull away to the first corner, and to make that up is virtually impossible with the sort of power these guys are running.
All right. I'm so sorry to interrupt this another legend. What's the idea? Exactly as in the beginning. In terms of technology, not of crap marketing piece of junk sold by all those anyways, this man had an option, exactly like me with Tiger. I have this disadvantage. All the guys use 4x4s, all the guys use IS3s. Me, I have an advantage, but to recover 1.5 seconds from the start, from the launch until the first corner, which they obtain by pushing faster and gripping with all the tires, it's huge. No one usually managed to recover that time. So your disadvantage, obviously disadvantage in a huge way, and with all the respect, he just said, I actually dare, alright, exactly like me with the Tiger, and like you, let's hopefully hear only good things in the future. He dared, he tried, he had that ace in the whatever, and he used that advantage card. So it's not a great car, let's say from the beginning. It have different huge disadvantages. Underpowered, he then powered the Toyota chassis with a Toyota engine, solved a problem. Now he have another problem, it's only rear wheel drive. What can you do? Fight like this, adapt, try, and you will see some very big words from him. In his experience, he had to adapt to psychological pressure, to push as fast as possible, and to do whatever he can for only one thing: straight line and then first curve. After that, everything went by itself. But this major disadvantage, he only had to adapt as a human who operates that car he builded.
With the era we spent a lot of time on it, but it's fun. Someone once asked what job I'm doing, and I said I'm a motor mechanic. And my wife said, "No, he's lying to you." I said, "No, I'm a motor mechanic," and that's what I'm doing on Saturdays. We did our own R&D. With the Aero, we benefited by more than 2 seconds now. This car is phenomenal. Its Aero at this point in time is phenomenal. I'm sure can improve, and it's a pity I can't get to a wind tunnel. So we use woolen tufts and GoPro cameras and whatever else we can do. I think the biggest difference came from what we've done under the car. Since we changed that, it simply transformed the car. The
Very
floor
beautiful.
of the car right now is full carbon and Kevlar. It's extremely strong. I think we over-designed it. The firewall also was a special design, which I had to get approved for the FIA approval. For the hill climb, we were able to lose probably from 2019 about 64 kilograms from the car. These days you've got to use the right equipment, and tires is of course extremely important. For the hill climb I use a hill climb special compound. This year I tried both Michelin and Pirelli. I found Pirelli to be better this year. I also run tire temperature sensors on the car. For the hill climb, unfortunately, we set the front temperatures a little bit too low, so the tires are red all the way through. I then also run Motec computer, power distribution module dash, as well as ECU. It's phenomenal. I would not use anything else. It's fantastic. And the data you're getting back as well, it helps as a race driver develop it. And the full data logging with VBox, with audio and video, which helps a lot.
Man, this looks amazing. This is very, very, very beautiful. This is extremely, extremely beautiful. This is extremely fast. The technology in it is both certified, proven, old, let's say, technology, both modern technology. And man, even though this very, very passionate man invested into this car a lot of money, I bet this is not even close to a Ferrari. And more than that, I think you can ride this thousands of kilometers no problem in this setup, or in a lightly detuned setup. And I mean to drive it fast, to race it, to push it, and in the same conditions we or you or whatever rich looking rich dumbass racing his Ferrari, that Ferrari will brake for sure a lot faster if he race it, or if he drive it in the streets like we usually see. Clutch dead, gearbox dead, sensors dead, suspension dead. Yeah, anyways, if you race, if you drive, dead. And this car is actually, in my opinion, of course a race car, but it also has the appearance of a beautiful car, of a actually nice car, let's say, a very aesthetic car, not only functionally.
But I do believe that I can go quite a bit faster. The rest of the hill doesn't really scare me. It's always that first corner. If you don't know, are the tires hot enough? Is there enough grip? Is it a bit slippery or whatever. So, but once I've gone through the first corner, then I know what it's like, and then the rest I don't mind giving foot.
Incredible.
Next year, we already started planning as I drove back from Leisner on Aero. We could change a few things. I'll start doing some R&D on that. And then with the engine, you know, the guys, Darby and Charlie Bear, apparently they reach 20 to 25 kilometers an hour more than I do up the hill. And we calculated in terms of that distance where they make up in terms of speed, it's another half a second. And we're already planning to improve the power of the engine to get that mechanical blockage within it, which prevents us from boosting. Already had a meeting yesterday about it. So development will never stop. I think that's what we are in this place. That's what we're all about. We do our own carbon fiber work, and we learn from scratch. Nobody came here with that knowledge. We all learned amongst ourselves, and perhaps sometimes the hard way.
Oh my god.
This is what keeps me sane. Saturdays, I love working here. With COVID, it was a little bit more difficult. We tried to stay away from each other, but now we're back to it again, and I think it keeps me healthy as well, mentally and physically. But for next year, the next event, I hope to be a little bit faster.
Oh my god. Calculation, technology, statistics, reality, racing, true racing. Not
Do you like
trash.
clothes? I do. This is available right now on our Sentimental shop. Just go to carsokoza.com/shop or look for the description in the link below. See what I did there? Just trying to catch you out. And we've got tons of exclusive merchandise which is designed and made exclusively for our store. I said exclusive twice because it's very exclusive. Also,
This is my way of thanking them for this beautiful video from those from Cars Koza. This title here, again, as always and usual, no copyrights. We don't try to steal anything. We only discussed this masterpiece here, and after a short break we'll come back and push it even more. Croissant with chocolate, with chocolate, incredible. Alright, we are back, and I will try to kill the dead time so we don't lose unnecessary time, making a very quality, compacted and concentrated good job here. But when I will search in the monitor on the left what we will present in the next moments, let's watch something very important again about the same car, Toyota car, not Toyota in general. This one will end with this one, come back to the general, and after that the end you will see is just beautiful, not that intense. I actually before eating a bit of sugar, I started to vibrate from the energy of this real quality job made on this quality earth, this planet, infested by a lot of crap. That's it. If the crap get me in a bored situation, in disgust, and being actually not that nice person, quality raises my level, and that's why I will present you even more than this to understand what a good thing actually mean, a balanced thing in general mean, and how that good should be improved and improved and improved, but not by the marketing guys. No offense for socio-political, economical marketing and different other things. Mechanics should report to the engineers, engineers to the directors, of course from the top down. Directors should listen, the mechanics should listen from engineers, engineers from their directors, and in this way to actually succeed into making things actually good, not only to make new crap and the newer crap and crap, better crap than the old crap, and just crap, but to do good things like you see over the seas. So let's see again fully one ride or two rides with this beautiful car, how they managed to achieve such performance, what this incredible race pilot Max Orido, as you see here, there are a lot of videos of him. He also have a this is a Max Orido garage. He has a lot of Toyota Supra, 2-3 pieces, I don't think. He has also a GT 86, so he's not a no one or a just a influencer. He's also a racer, so he's
Oh my God.
actually very true character, not a fantasy character.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is the crazy one.
No copyrights. I think I saw here a Porsche. This is an old air-cooled Porsche. So yeah, I watched a lot of Larry Chen things. He mixes somehow half of American stuff with half of Japanese, and yeah, in the middle of technology, not a car or a country. Somehow his content is actually authentic, quality. I don't say is top. There are guys like him. He's one of the biggest photograph influencer, video, whatever called. But yeah, he presents a lot of characters. One of them you can see Max Orido in personal garage. He also had in the shop a quality, you can't see that, oh, this is better, a quality racing simulator at home, ad hoc, call it how you want. He can practice, so you can imagine these guys mean business. They're not Yakuza, but in terms of technology, even though we speak about screens, PlayStations, whatever they have here, these are the real guys. Also, they extract times, they compare, they have the papers. Maybe you can see in the back a lot of papers. They have the British T, they have American turbos, they have whatever they have. because they're the real deal.
Did he beat you?
Oh yeah, by 7 seconds. I got owned.
But he was way faster.
Oh really?
Yeah, this is really.
This is so fancy. This is like too fancy.
Yeah, same as a race car.
Exact.
So you can compare your driving versus his driving.
Right.
And what's the difference between you and him?
このデータが、
Ah.
うちのベストが37秒2。
That's his best lap.
ブラックはね、ブラック。
The black one.
で、赤がラリーのデータ。今走った
The
1
red one is yours.
Ah.
But the thing is, you only had one lap, and you
Right.
did 46. It's actually really, really good time.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
ス
Thank
ピー
you.
ドで、
Yeah.
スピードでスロットルで、
This is a throttle,
ブレーキ、ステアリング、
steering input.
これがどこでタイム差がついてるかっていう。これを見て、僕らはこれでトレーニングする。これを見るとすぐ分かる。
So he can tell what you do in just watching this.
Right.
Like he can vision.
Yeah. I
like,
see. I see. Yeah. Yeah.
This tells everything.
Uh-huh.
Enough. You can watch Larry Chen, but you can understand from this what the real guys, what the real warriors who improve also themselves. They work on themselves, not only boosting 2000 horsepower, launching it on highway, like we don't give names do, or sell their Bentleys, new or old. We don't give names. These are the real guys. This, not particularly this 1, 2, 3, 100,000, 1 million, but as you saw, there are almost 125 million people on that island. These guys actually work their ass off. They are incredible craftsmen, and they are not afraid to lose, to learn, to improve, to remain, let's say, uncool for a moment. All the technology, what's that called? Out of fashion. They're not afraid to be out of fashion. No whatever sensor, no 5000 settings for GT3 RS, no roof with lights in the Rolls Royce. So they're out fashion. Let's fight and let's see the reality, not the fashion TV, whatever stupid show.
Right.
まあ乗ってみたかったっていうのが一番ある。
I guess that was the excuse. He just wanted to get it.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's super cool. And of course, it's red too. So is this one mostly stock? The A90
こ
Supra?
れ車
Beautiful.
高とホイールとボディキットが何かやってるんですか？
まあブレーキ、フロントブレーキと、まあまだそんだけ本当にあとだからリアのこのチリーウィングと
So yeah,
リアのリ
with
フューザーと、まあ
with this presentation, hopefully Larry Chen will not close my door in the front. Hopefully you will watch some of his content. I like it, JDM culture and different things. I'm not into that carbon pieces here, whatever wheels, like they do with the photo things, but anyways, hopefully you got the idea with what I showed you, who this guy is. Coming back to the mentioning, in this video we will see that guy with all those cars and that simulator driving this car. 1 or 2 minutes until I search for more information on the screen on the left.
リアの塔をインに振ったのとショックの減衰を上げたのとリアのワイドトレッドスペーサーを1枚抜いてちょっとナローにしてみて面圧かかるようにしてみました。
リアのメカニカルグリップを上げる作業をやり尽くしたスピリッツ、これでどうか。タイムはこれまでと変わらず。
後ろから吹くちゃうんだよ。
ブレーキ、じゃあブレーキちょっとはい。
ブレーキバランスをフロント寄りに調整して再びアタック。ここでオリダーの走りが一変、攻めの走りに変わった。なんとスイス MRS レコード自立。よーし。リアを強めたセッティングも功を奏し、高速セクションもストレスなく走り抜ける。5秒1。
4秒台いけるねこれ。ふざけんなこの車。
Very funny.
4秒台いけるねこの。ふざけんなこのクソ車。
魔王の称号、奪うは誰か。バトルはおよそ 1.5 キロ。
さあ、峠の魔王決定戦 S タイヤクラス、昭和対平成。まあ負けてもしょうがないかなっていう感じでね、全開でいきますよ。
スーパーマミに終止符を打ちたいと思います。頑張ります。
タイヤチョイスミスったね。もう一個柔らかいタイヤ持ってくればよかったよね。
土屋さんがな、貴公子みたいな気を出すからなっていうとこですかね。
1本目、先行は MRS。同じ排気量ながらパワーと軽さで MRS が加速で引き離す。そしてコーナリングも MRS が速い。折り返し地点となるヘアピンですでにこの差。さすがのドリドリ、なすすべなし。スピリッツ MRS をぶっちぎり勝利。
どんな感じですか？大丈夫？余裕。痛い。体が痛いらしい。
直線速すぎだね。
2本目は86先行でスタート。MRS は余裕の走りでカメラカー状態。前ではドリドリのすごい走りがよく見える。セッティングよりも攻め込んだ走りの86に対して MRS のこの余裕、前後重量バランスの適正化によりスピリッツは MRS を究極のコーナリングマシンへと昇華させた。スピリッツ MRS の勝利。
スーパーマーメの企画もこれにて終了です。
終了しないよ。
あ、違うんですか。
今度出てきたければリアウィング外しなさい。
なるほど。
All right, enough entertainment. I actually I actually brought you more. So, based on what the owner of MRS Pro Spirit has to say,
In Japan.
as you observed,
K20.
Honda K20.
Honda K.
Yes.
Yes.
Weight balance, rear heavy.
So no balance. Okay.
No balance.
So 2ZZ, better balance.
2ZZ, good balance.
Alright, so he said 2ZZ. 2ZZ is
better balance.
2ZZ.
Alright, so 2ZZ is also swapped. 2ZZ is a more powerful engine, but similar to 1ZZ. 1ZZ you find in this small car and in other cars, but the idea is at the same weight you swap the 2ZZ and you obtain, for example, from 140 horsepower, 138 horsepower to 180 something, and you also can improve to maybe 200 this 2ZZ. The idea which it came into my mind because we saw that red beautiful 850 horsepower V6 Toyota for hill climb. Of course, that's purely for racing, that's extreme, that's, as you saw, an incredible car with a lot of technology, with a lot of things, but only the 2ZZ engine swap is common, let's say, both in UK, both in USA, both in Europe, in Japan. As you can see, he recommend better the Toyota version of this engine, not the Honda K20, which he says is a bit heavy. If you ask yourself how much heavier could this be, I will responded you, as I said few weeks ago, when I thought this awesome idea I gave to my brother, but unimpressed by these subjects, which doesn't present interest to him that much. He told me to stick with this idea and with those who are passionate about and who understand better and who enjoy them more. So I'll present you this awesome idea. Of course, it is possible because also the Toyota brand have evolved and have developed technological measures for the present moments with different norms in terms of pollution and of boosting with turbochargers and things like this. They came up with solutions for rally, for street and things like this. But in the old chassis, let's say with a rear engine, this Toyota MRS Spider being that light and as you saw very balanced and blah blah, maybe you care, maybe you don't. Also in Toyota family you can achieve different things. So let's study a bit the new Toyota GR Yaris, but not from the beginning. Of course, it is released like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, as a base platform that allows them to race and have that edge into the rally championship. Toyota also have the pedigree in the rally championship. So yeah, they developed a new car from the ground up, a 4x4 car, all-wheel drive, differential turbo, 3-cylinder, 1.6 liters. This 2ZZ is 1.8. But this is naturally aspirated, of course, as you saw in this, let's say, final version tested with these new headlamps. He changed the gearbox to a sequential gearbox, reaching somehow almost 400 horsepower. But the idea is the engine is still 1.8 liter, so no 2 liters like for Honda, for example. But if he says that Honda is heavier, of course being bigger in the first place, we can assume that the new, let's say, stock Toyota Yaris GR 1.6 liter 3-piston would be even lighter than this, so more balanced. The Toyota GR Yaris coming stock form with something around 250-260 horsepower from that little 1.63 piston engine. Of course, being lighter in theory, because technology evolved, as you expect. 20 years of progress from Toyota, not from Bentley, from Chevy, from whatever. And we also have these days the same engine pushed and tested also in stock form until 350 horsepower, so 100 horses gain, maybe even more stock form. There's also turbos added, different superchargers, forged piston, different gaskets, and whatever technology. I'm not a mechanic, but of course you can imagine, as you see here, 400, 500 that engine can push no problem. Doesn't sound that ferocious, but anyways, you can see here max power 374, which is what it is. We will see more, so we can understand
Toyota's GR Yaris has become an incredibly
that this new engine being developed from the scratch until here as a turbo engine from Toyota. Of course, it is also good and also light. Alright, another thing very important. So if you can judge that its weight is around 1 ton 280, even 1 ton 200 if you remove the interior and things like this. And that engine with 260 horsepower is enough. Maybe you can ask yourself how much the MR2 Spider weight, and you will see in kilograms. Dude, MR Spider. Let's copy this thing. Pounds to kilos, and this is incredible. So it weighs 25% more than Yaris, and it also have almost 102
popular
20
platform in the tuner
horsepower.
market. I'm here with Charles from Landspeed, owner of currently the world's fastest GR Yaris, running as quick as 960 at 155 miles an hour. Now, Charles, this is a 1.6 litre 3-cylinder engine. I'm pretty convinced that Toyota never expected it to be running this quick. Why is this platform so good, and why can it support so much power?
Pretty much, we've developed it from the very beginning. Every little hurdle which we've come across, yeah, like everyone's going to have issues. Like we have our own issues as well. Once we find the limit of a certain part or issue of the platform, then we just pretty much go out, develop, and manufacture like a upgraded solution, test it on our own car, and then yeah, from there all our customers are able to purchase it. Yeah.
So you haven't sort of approached this from a let's throw the kitchen sink at it with every part that we think might need upgrading. You've gone through in a more scientific approach and just
No copyrights for this thing. You can visit High Performance Academy. Inserting this title, you can see exactly this video. We'll watch a bit of it to understand what the engine capabilities to create 880 horsepower, which is of course wild. But even if we think at 400 or even stock 260, as you saw, it is also a big thing from Toyota company. If we conceive to put that smaller engine this side into that MRS Spider, so if we need lightweight, no that much power, like the dude from the gentleman from South Africa did with that very beautiful red Toyota with a 3.5 Toyota V6 engine with 850 horsepower. So if we pay attention with this 3-cylinder, these guys have the same number in a 4x4 car, which means is a heavier car. But anyways, that's the idea. If you take in consideration to have this option on your car, which is based on lightweight, not on severe power, yes, you can take in consideration 260 stock form, which is more than enough, almost double than the original power, and even lighter. You will see how much lighter. And yeah, this is my idea, which I thought by just asking myself different questions from different video, different topics and things like this. Even though I don't have not even a base used, rusted, smacked, dirty old Toyota MRS standard, so I can take my groceries from the supermarket. Yeah, I don't have that, but the questions are in mind, the things seem real, and as we observe, it can be for the future a very very strong bond in the Toyota community, in the Toyota group, which of course advance in technology. In Suzuki motorcycle, I think there is a very famous saying which they don't like that much, revolution but evolution. So you increase if possible, if not possible, you can keep the same Suzuki GSXR unchanged for 10 years unchanged. So this is what I mean.
Behind me, 2010 or 2011, that this bike was last revamped, and I love it. You know, this is one of the few bikes in modern motorcycling where the manufacturer can say genuinely that they got this thing spot on. So the evolution of the supersport category has actually brought this thing right back into vogue, and it's still the same. It's exactly the same. It doesn't even have ABS. This bike is an absolute time trip. This is the OG superbike.
So yeah, exactly this is the idea. For the GXX, for Suzuki GSX-R market, you can buy the best. It is the best for race, for modifying, for whatever. But to look good in red with a Ducati, which you can't even push that hard because the track days are expensive, because if you crash in street, of course it costs a lot of dollars, so you don't afford that, because you also sold 2 kidneys for that beautiful red cooking bowls, because it get very hot. If you use that in city, it is not designed to be used in city, but you look cool on it. So yeah, the philosophy, the real deal, the real guys, of course, use Suzuki's, Yamaha's, different testified and refined things, exactly like Toyota evolved over the years, but who can't afford to destroy their reputation only to sell you a piece of junk, a purely trash, nothing, sensors redesign version just to keep you in illusion that you actually are someone.
Found parts where their limits or failure points are.
Yeah, of course. Like, say, for example, one of the very first things which we ran into was like the head sealing issue. Right, back in 2022, there was no head studs made. Right, so we were starting lifting heads around the circuit. Right, so from there, we approached companies like ARP to manufacture. Well, we pretty much sent ARP all the specs which we needed. ARP manufactured us some head studs. We put them in even with the factory head gasket. And it's been pretty good. And from there, we would hit issues such as the factory head gasket, and then from there, yeah, we'll just upgrade it from there.
I'm interested, when you're kind of getting it on the ground floor with a brand new platform and developing it, you go to a manufacturer like ARP and say, hey, we need a set of head studs.
Yeah.
At that point, giving them all of those specs, are they making a head stud specifically for you that you're selling through your brand? And then what happens? Do they come in later on and say, hey, actually, you know what, this is a really popular product, we're getting asked all the time, and then they kind of steal your thunder and make their own? How does that work?
Look, I did have a bad feeling about it. However, it is what it is. Like, sometimes things get copied and you can't really do anything about it. But if you need the part, it is what it is. You just have to bite the bullet.
let's just take a step back here. So it's a 1.6 litre 3-cylinder engine. What is the power in stock form? And then if we take things to extreme, what power level are you at now in order to run 9.6, 155 mile an hour?
So at the wheels, right, they probably make about the 140 to 150, 140 to 150 kilowatts. We currently, what's that in horsepower? I don't know, like...
Oh, no, I can't do that in my head. Let's just work in kilowatts. Other people can figure it out.
Yeah, but at the moment, to run 960, we currently make about 880 horsepower at the wheels.
Okay, that's a substantial jump forward, even if we're not necessarily converting between kilowatts and horsepower here on the fly. Okay, so, I mean, even in stock form, one of the great things about tuning a turbocharged factory engine is that almost always there's a little bit of headroom left. You know, a little bit of power to be gained by tuning it, by increasing the boost pressure. So how far can you take that sort of 140, 145 kilowatts in stock form?
Look, on my personal car, we went probably like, I think it was 270 kilowatts when we ran the 1050. Completely standard engine, standard cams, just with valve springs, standard head gasket, standard head bolts. That particular recipe has been passed on to other customers around the world. And they're still running like mid to high 10s with completely factory engine.
That's pretty impressive for a stock engine. Normally that's going to require a fairly comprehensive upgrade with pistons and connecting rods and just about all manner of upgrades.
Yeah, usually, but I guess if the tune's like spot on, yeah, it'll last. Like we've got a customer's car, Wesley Tangs. His setup on a standard engine has been like about 2 years now. Right, and that does street, drags, and circuit. Yeah,
that's definitely impressive.
Alright, so let's see some pushes. This is drag race, of course, where is required only power, or mainly the power, as you see here. Yeah, it doesn't look that great.
This GR Yaris has been the drag racing side of the equation. It's obviously not just about making massive amounts of power. It's also about getting that power to the track. Yep. So it sort of is a bit of a balancing act. I mean, on this platform with the current tyre on it, is it likely that given enough power you could see this dipping into the 8s? I mean, that is obviously a lifetime away from a 9.6, but I'm just interested, do you think that's realistic?
I believe it is realistic, and that is the goal. All right. Touch wood. I don't want to jinx or anything. Yeah, I haven't really told too many people. Like,
oh, don't worry, not too many people will be watching this.
Yep.
Great to find out just how impressive this little platform is, and again, we look forward to seeing you be the first into the 8s.
Thank you.
Again, no copyrights for what we see. You can visit this channel in this video for more content. This is the new Toyota Yaris GR 3-cylinder 500 horses. So as you can see, a racing car prepped is almost 300 kilograms, or exactly 300 kilograms more in this version than the MRS we presented you here. This Toyota MRS weighs 820 kilograms. Maybe I can search Um, yeah, anyways, 820, 850, let's not make it even longer than this. So 300 more. So you can use the same power in the same chassis, 300 kilos less. Uh, if we take into consideration that this car has the 2ZZ engine, and I didn't presented you yet the difference weight, because I have that between
Honda K.
between K20, which push him back. Oh!
Yes.
Weight balance, they are heavy.
So no balance. Okay.
No balance.
So no balance, but how much more weight we talk about? You will see. So 120 for this beautiful example here, of course with carbon bits, roll cage, and whatever is required to push it to maximum. Alright, this is it. As you saw, that one had a manual gearbox. Here are also some British dudes, British gentlemen, which made a very good technological advancement with this actually quality build. So no cutting corners based on, of course, Japanese development. But the idea is they have this semi-auto sequential gearbox, which is of course faster and much more brutal. Also 800 horses. So let's see a bit of everything. Watch this channel. No copyright for what we see. This is their car, their channel, which are very interesting, so you can find more out there.
And it's a lot of car.
Do you know what? It's because I've changed it so many times.
For sure.
To get a build, you could buy a car, a GR Yaris, I'm in the motor trade, for 25, 26 grand. You could get it to this stage for probably another 30 grand, maybe 40 grand.
No way.
Do it once.
Yes.
Learn by my mistakes.
There you go, bro.
Not 4 times.
But the journey. It's all about the
Yeah,
journey,
no, that's it.
not the destination, right? Cool. Well, with that said, I guess the proof of the pudding is always in the eating. So, shall we go out and take...
So that's why I said head off. Let's actually do it. So head off for this man. This is a British, real passionate character which spent the necessary money which he share with other people, so they don't make the same mistake, don't try to sneak on each other, don't try to bite his back, don't try to pass the hot potato to another idiot. He paid that car 4 times, he rebuilt it 4 times. He's happy with it. He's also, as he appear, very happy. We don't know his bank account, but anyway, he has more money to offer, and is much more open than those fake crooks.
Take this little bad boy for a rip.
Go on then.
Let's go. So, map 3, letting the paddles do the work, yeah?
Yes.
Alright, okay.
So just a case of hold on.
Something very interesting, he's British. Of course, he showed to the Rolls-Royce community the middle finger. He actually putted his own roof version. Of course, you can put on whatever car, but you can see also he's not that greed to don't spend for necessities, but he also spend for just the eye, even though he doesn't look up. Yeah, heads off to this man, British gentleman. He's the British community is very happy to have him around.
That is when, do you know what? I was actually thinking in my head it would be more dramatic when you're changing gear yourself. Yeah. But it's almost, I don't know, from a passenger seat at least, it seems more dramatic when you let it change itself. Almost because perhaps I can't see you reaching for the stick and change it. It just comes, like, you know.
It takes a lot, even like from, I've had it, what, 2 months now?
Okay.
It takes you a long time to get used to it, because you're automatically in a manual car. You want to put your clutch down, you want to go there. You've just got to literally just, is it going to change? Is it going to change?
Is that what it's changing up there? Yeah. Bro, I can't believe a 3-cylinder car. And bro, I just love this gearbox. Bro, this is great. This is rapid. This is rapid. What kind of power do you think we're making without the NOS?
About 6. Well, at OG, we run exactly the same without NOS, and it was around 600 wheel horsepower.
600 wheels.
All right, so the performance figures you have there as a statistic on dyno. In real life, as you can see, they pushed a bit on some back roads, but if you would also push it on a racetrack or on toge or in reality in general since of course you would have different statistics, so you'd have driving experience it. This gentleman have it for 2 months, if I remember right, if I understood well. The idea is the technology at that let's say big price, but smaller in any way compared to any Italian, British, American crap. Also, as we observed the trend from early 2000s, Japanese work sustained as Germans the entire community, the entire society, and now the sharks are still biting from their work. They still use Toyota, they still collect Toyota, Nissan, Honda, different things. Maybe someone collect Chevrolet, Chevelle, Ford Mustang 1970, but mostly the Japanese market was always straight up for collectors. And of course, if we think and come back to the amount of money this gentleman invested into this thing, of course it will go up 10 years, 20 years from now. And of course maybe the American brothers will add 10-20% for them, and they will sell that toy to you. Time to go to my idea, which came exactly like a question. This is what I extracted for you and made that long with the pressure now you can relieve, and to understand what we talk about here.
Heavy, heavy, heavy.
So no balance. Okay.
No balance.
Maybe if you are sick but still here because I replayed and replayed and replayed this particular moment with this gentleman, this Takumi, again and again. That's because I actually asked myself, what's the weight difference? How could you feel? How can you be that good? Not the car, Tiger 2, IS3, Bentley, GT3 RS, whatever. You. So the car is awesome, but you, how good are you that you can actually feel the difference in balance, even though you could install a more powerful engine, you see that that weight difference. And I thought intensely about this, and I actually started to collect data, and now I entered into this process, but of course I made it faster, it was easier. But first time when I asked this question, it was the hardest step, also for me, also for you. The most hard step is not to solve a problem, but to ask yourself the question to the problem. We can see here the Honda dry engine, so no fluids, nothing in it, about which he is almost on his back. About balance.
No balance. Okay.
No balance.
No balance. No balance. The actual difference is somehow maximum 20 kilos between the engines. So 20 kilos in the back, which is, as I said, a belly, a bigger belly, a little bit more or less physical training for me or for the Japanese, or a little bit shorter pilot, which of course will be much faster, much balanced with that car, rather than a Swedish Viking, which we know is very tall, or an American, which is very sick. Yeah, so that that tiny difference, 15-20 kilos, they can actually feel that is dragging them behind it. Maybe it's like one of our Olympic champions to double canoe, I don't know what's called in English, Paris 2024, said that both members, when they try to synchronize themselves, they feel one each other's mistakes. Like you try to run with a 5 kilo, 10 kilo weight in the back, which of course you can do, but if you try to push to obtain your average result, of course you will be lower if you try to have a bag with 10 kilo in the back, or 5, or something like this. Having 20 kilo in the back, you can see what reaction creates into this awesome, very sensitive, not in terms of money, because he for sure have money, but very sensitive as a being, human being, have to say. Looking back, comparing the better version, because also we have 1ZZ, so the 2ZZ engine also is swapped, is the one with 80 horsepower. Let's also add horsepower in the right, as you can see, much better. So you shave off 20 kilos, even more, the same kilo, for sure you will substantially, not you, him, someone trained and able to feel these differences, for sure will feel this weight reduction, which is the same or even more, if you can imagine, almost 30 kilograms. But if you compare the weight gains, the horsepower gains and the weight losses, even in standard form, we talk business, big business. So of course this is real technology. For sure Toyota with this 3-cylinder could have make 300 easy, no problem. You can just watch Toyota Supra boosted to 2000 to something. They had the emission norms to respect. They had also the reliability factor, the other things, cost effective, and all these things in mind. Also they have a marketing department, so they actually even won with no with even maybe 200 horsepower to something, because in their corporation they actually still engineer and not sell crap. So this is what in my opinion technology looks like, technology, and not marketing and recreating different shorts for video, different garbage, different pyramidal schemes, different cryptocurrency, different what's that called, with those images sold for a lot of money. It really I can't touch that. MMS, something like this. Anyways, photos, logos, virtual for a lot of money. A idiot, the dumbest side of society ever. So yeah, this is real in my opinion. No scam here, no BS, nothing to kill you or throw you with the chair on the back, but for sure not only one step in your front, not one step ahead, but maybe two, three, because 2, 3 decades went from the last good engine, let's say, from Toyota or from the last technology, but the other guys still try to sneak on each other's back to play different shady games, and I don't have patience for them. That's for me a trauma. That's for me, as I started, I don't have any desire to play with German things, with American stuff, French toys, Italians beauty, Russian garbage, and all those craps. If I'm able to buy different Japanese things and I'm able to practice with them and to improve myself and the things I have, well done. I try my best, but I'm not a fool to actually buy whatever new influencer present me, whatever is more expensive, whatever someone said on something, or what I said in town as being the best of the best of the best. Even a comfortable car, luxury car, I don't think is made for a city. Sorry, my opinion. Even though in city you have different potholes and something like this, a luxury car means to be somehow long, planted, heavy, and to be able to cruise at a reasonable high speed. So you save some time if you don't fly, so you don't feel the imperfections of the road, and more than that, to be comfortable. In city you would have short distance to travel, you will have a lot of problems with stopping, with maneuvering, and all those maneuvering different stuff would lose you time, would make things harder, and maybe will destroy your beautiful car from only second gear, first gear, second gear, first gear, back, first gear, second gear, or different potholes, different things, because for sure the car was not designed to stay in the city. For city, there are city cars, of course, that luxury cars maybe are made for cruising, not for city. Now I will come back to an idea which I introduced you, the idea that Toyota is the greatest. As I said in the beginning, I take this 3 hours 32 minutes. All right, we have at least 1 hour memory. We will finish this like the champions of this world, and maybe I will even slow down so I can think more clearly. So we started from the next, from my perspective, that alright, if we talk about greatest Japanese, from all the Japanese, I said Toyota. If you say Honda, fine. Honda also makes motorcycles and raced in Formula 1 with Ayrton Senna, the biggest ever Brazilian pilot, which I agree. You only need to watch him piloting with one hand at Monaco, 800 something horsepower, no technology, no ABS, no traction control, no nothing. Mind blowing. Also the car and also the man. The idea is next. If not this, who would be the greatest in your opinion? If not Toyota, if not Japanese. Alright, let's say Germans. Letting aside so we can finish them very fast. French, no. Sorry, we don't have, to be realistic. Russian, no. Italians could be. So we could have Italians, we could have Americans, we could have British. First on the list, we will end up with British, because as they said in the same video, you can watch. I can restate the title for you. Top Gear, what is the greatest car company or car ever. They actually started with Aston Martin, which is James Bond pancake fryer, and they said no, they didn't made actually not even one great car. No Jaguar, no Land Rover. I don't know what was in the full version. I saw 30 seconds or something like this. Italians, so no British. Italians, they said Ferrari Testarossa, bad. Ferrari 360 Modena, bad. Ferrari whatever, bad. Lamborghini being the one with the trucks, tractors, sorry. The one with tractors, who started to compete with Ferrari and in my opinion never reached that level. He can't do. He's a racer. He's just a egotistical man, but let's say for Italy it made a lot of good for Italy and for those who are happy with their Lamborghini. And for kids, I liked Lamborghini. I played Lamborghini in Gran Turismo on PlayStation 3. But anyways, with time we change a bit our perception. So, no Italians in their opinion, so not my opinion. Some people said in comment section Ford, because they had Ford Cosworth, Sierra, whatever, they had Ford GT, GT40, whatever, old version, new version, they were with the first Ford, the factory, whatever. Let's say in this way, to be good. If we don't have any other opponents in the great final, we have Germans, Americans, and Japanese. No, let's say we have Japanese, Germans, and Americans in the last place. Because this is my top, let's say in this order. Why I don't think Americans won with their Ford, even though they had successful cars? Because I don't think. I can be wrong. This is my opinion. It's not about so in this moment I'm just subjective. I don't know that much on Ford, and I don't want to know that much on Ford. Of course, what I researched, Cosworth was actually very good for racing, but in my opinion, where I use objectivity is that Ford are, let's say, either that good, either straight to the bottom that bad. So a lot of not for the greatest cars. Ford as a manufacturer in the GM Motors, in whatever society, American society. So this is my only requirement. Ford, oh, it is greatest, yeah, because they won some races. Bye bye. The rest of it is crap, is trash, is good to throw away, loss of money. Germans, the same thing you can say. In the last period, last 10 years, let's say 15 years, 20 years, maybe. Until then, no. No. Completely no. So they already outperformed Americans. Of course, Nazi technology was the best in rocket science, with von Braun V2 rocket, with those incredible tanks which I presented you, with different cannons, with the technology in general. As I said, Germans go on a stream and they improve that stream as much as possible, even though in my opinion that's a very perceptible mistake, to just upgrade and don't remain somewhere. Ask yourself what's the end goal, and to actually use what's good and what works, not only to jump from flower to flower like a bee. And now we are at just a mention for German, sorry. They also raced DTM, different AMG, GT, whatever, Le Mans, different cars and things like this. So yeah, they have a lot of motorsport in their pedigree. Why Toyota? With a confusion here. Germans with who? With Mercedes, the greatest car. BMW, maybe they are greatest car, but they didn't make that much or that many great cars, let's say. Concept cars, race cars, 24 hours or endurance cars. Mercedes did. BMW, Audi, yes, they had that diesel TDI car. An Audi, I don't know how it's called, we don't lose time with that, but you can say Audi is the best, even though in reality they had the Quattro. Now, Japanese, which I said Toyota. Rally experience, yes. And now let's watch very fast each point, because we have 1 hour left. So you can see here different values, which I think are very important, not for the best in this planet, so he can push 800 horsepower, but for me, if I want to improve my old technology Toyota with new technology Toyota, that car would be a lot of a fun car to drive. and of course a very very hard opponent for even modern cars, as you saw that top 10 Toge, which had only one car out of import, which was that BMW M3 Assist. So yeah, maybe a Porsche would be there, if not crashed until perfection, until the best setup. Of course, maybe a Lamborghini all-wheel drive. We don't know. Let's see who risks to race a Lamborghini and not keep in garage or in service, repairing different sensors and oil leaks and crappy plastic things, essential things, let's say. We start with some photos back to back. If we need to explain something, we use YouTube or other devices, assistants. I don't think we need this chat, so we will also close this. So let's see, Rally Toyota. Everyone heard about Rally. We will compare the entire pedigree from modern times to as old as possible. So this is the Yaris. This is the Corolla, maybe year 2000. Alright. We'll see also Celica, which maybe they will bring back. This is the old Celica, 1994, as you can read here. Old Celica, alright. This was the new Celica, the newer version of Celica, also for Rally in this beautiful iconic red-white Castrol color combination. So in the 80s, of course, they pushed and pushed and pushed in Rally. Yes, I have an idea. Let's make like this. Rally manufacturers winning 40 years. Let's see who won. So in 73, Renault. This is also Alpine, a new version of this car, French manufacturer. Nah, nothing interesting. So Lancia, Italians. As you can see, they were a very present figure. Ford, as I said, with their Escort. That's why we mentioned them in this top 3. Audi with their Quattro. Alright, iconic car. They started to actually win something. But we will see. Oh, so from 90s. Toyota. Alright. This is about winners, all right, but they competed before to win. And this in the back were the last generations of Toyota Celica. That's why I say maybe, as the rumors say, they will release the new version. Mitsubishi. So this is the era of Japan. French and Americans. As you can see, another Toyota. Peugeot with 206. For me, the best Citroën car is not this French car, let's say. In reality, is the Citroën C4. This one with Red Bull, anyways, this is only my experience, my dream car, let's say, for rally. This was in newspapers when I was a kid. So you can see a very successful car, Citroën, again manufacturer, Volkswagen, Toyota, again, and after they release this new version, you can see only success. But anyways, they were there, so we don't see here only Audi for 2 wins. We don't see Mercedes, we don't see BMW. We see them more on track. We don't see Porsche. Of course, they are more present on track races, on road, not on gravel. But we don't see that much also the Americans. Oh, Volkswagen, alright. We can't say Volkswagen is the greatest. And you will understand why. So, rally. Maybe we will use this assistant. So what? No. Tell me, please, all type of cars. For example, rally, race, luxury, city, transport, people and goods. What other? Off-road, etc. Sport cars, off-road, SUV, crossover, alright, pickup, vans, minivans, electric, hybrid, coupes, sedan, hatchback, wagons, limousine, armored vehicle. Alright, this will be a problem. I didn't thought about this. Alright, ambulance also is not a thing. Taxi also, vague, fire trucks, delivery vans. Alright, so let's see in this area of this world how many how this manufacturer, who's the greatest manufacturer ever, Italian, Lamborghini, whatever, Honda, they make some racing car. They make actually the best engines out of all, but they don't offer that much platforms as Toyota. So coupes, sedans, that many SUVs and all types like Toyota. Not today, in the last in their history, let's say. So with rally cars we saw race cars. Hopefully I showed you before, but race cars means those extreme race cars. They also had different race cars, which was also the Castrol Toyota Supra. I don't think they won with that, but they gain experience against the mighty McLaren, I don't know what's that called. Anyways, they have some experience with this with this like this extreme race cars. Let's write Supra so you can understand. They had race cars. Alright, not that much like Ford. Alright, iconic. You know this. So alright, not that much race in the true sense of race on track like this. But somehow they had. Let's say Honda and you will find a lot more. Race. Moving on, luxury cars. Here we will need the next part of YouTube. To check this one. So this is the third version, the last version, let's say. This is fake, I think, only concept or something like this. This is the second version and this is first version of Toyota Century. Let's see between each years they made these cars. So first generation from 1964 to 1997 beat that. I don't know who beat that. Second generation from 1997 to 2017 and the last generation this one. If you want to find this generation, this G60 on YouTube, on our strategic partners part of YouTube or internet, of course you will not find this old newest version. Guess why? Because the Japanese, as Germans, got the idea. They're not stupid and they kick back these mother markers as it should be, and as a response they have a list of persons which they allow to have this car, not to whoever collector which take the car and sell back and make money on their work, on their back. So yeah, let's watch some YouTube videos about this car, because this is actually much more a much better version of luxury car, much better than any Rolls-Royce or Bentley. It doesn't depreciate that much, and more than this, it doesn't break that much, so you can actually use it daily if you are one of the persons who have one, without only just changing oil and different tiny bits here and there. It was something very, very important about its paint, and I don't see that Japanese man who presented that video. But anyways, he said that this car is painted in 7 layers, and you can't even imagine the quality and the thickness of the paint. So even though it doesn't have whatever tech features or things like this, about the quality, the technology in the quality, and the product you receive, of course, it is very, very good, incredible, very good. This have the V12 engine on it. The new model, this beautiful one, doesn't have the V12. It have the V8, the new V8, because of the restriction. But if you ask what Smoky Nagata V12 Supra engine was, it was actually a engine from a car like this, the only V12 ever made in Japan. Of course, quality, reliable, refined V12, not a crap V12 like for that many Italian V12s. But yeah, this V12 is Toyota also. A very smooth one, not that loud, smooth, balanced. As you can see, no much vibration, not that noisy, because you want, as a luxury product, silence. And this is a Toyota Century engine. Let's find out, but I wouldn't pick these American British guys, actually. I don't want, to be honest. But in the end, I think we will pick one of these guys. Sorry, I have to. All right. This is a British man. I know him. JM on Cars. You can visit his channel. This is the title.
Hello, everybody. Trying to find the car that can rightly lay claim to the title of greatest in the world isn't anywhere near as simple as you might think. After all, I'd say if you ask just about anybody, petrolhead or otherwise, the answer you're likely going to be given is something somewhat sporty. A Ferrari F40, a McLaren F1, a Lamborghini Countach, perhaps an Aventador if they're a bit younger, or maybe something like a 911 GT3. And these are all fine cars. They give you a thrill, they excite, they are in so many ways a single-minded piece of engineering brilliance. However, if you talk to people who are lucky enough to own machinery like that, what their personal favourite car is, you'll very rarely be told it's one of those. Instead, it's more likely to be something far less glamorous, which has simply done the job faithfully for a number of years. I've known many a person to be far more misty-eyed about their old Beetle or Mini than something like a Lamborghini. But of course, these are all cars with personal significance rather than general greatness. For me, if we are to ignore the fact that cars are all built for different reasons, surely the title of greatest ever has to also go to the world's finest automobile, something luxury orientated, which to me are just as exciting as anything track focused, for a couple of very good reasons. First off, they share the same level of single-minded engineering focus, just with a different goal. Secondly, all of these outlandish and exciting cars, like your 911 GT3 RS or Aerial Atoms of the world, while brilliant, are only so in very specific circumstances. Your luxury car is doing its best every single moment you sat in it, and therefore it's a better car more of the time. So then, what's the best luxury car in the entire world? The finest example of a manufacturer doing something without compromise in terms of materials, quality, production, or specification. To some, it could be something like a Range Rover, others a Mercedes S-Class, and to many, I'm sure, something like a Rolls-Royce has surely got to be the best luxury car in the world ever. I believe for the last 55 years, there is a possibility that the Japanese have been quietly creating the finest luxury car in the world and just not telling the rest of us about it. That's what I'm driving today. This is the mighty, the magnificent, and the rather marvellous Toyota Century. The Century really is a genuinely rare thing, not just in overall numbers, but concept too. This is a car designed to be a flagship for an entire company comprising many different brands, but is also aimed at one very specific need. In this case, it's to ferry the very important people of Japan about their business. And every single element of this car has been carefully thought through, designed and executed in a way that makes sure it meets those needs. So in one package, what we really have here is not just the ultimate luxury car, but also the ultimate Japanese car. It is relentlessly Toyota in every single way, and I love it. Where do we even begin? How do you describe a car like this to someone? Well, let's start with the bit that's going to appeal to gearheads the most. The engine. What we have here is, as far as I'm aware, the one and only Japanese production car ever to receive a V12 engine. Codenamed the 1GZ-FE, this is a 48-valve, 5-litre, naturally aspirated item with quad camshafts and a 10.5:1 compression ratio. So then, how much power does it produce? This being a top-flight car? 600 horses? No. 500? Also no. 400? Keep going. This, in line with the Japanese gentleman's agreement of the time, makes a claimed 276 horsepower, 280 PS. Torque is a little healthier, 340 pound-feet, that's 460 newton-meters. Export models did make a touch more power, though only about 20 horses or so. I don't think this is another case of the Japanese being typically modest. I think those power numbers are probably somewhat accurate. The reasoning for choosing a V12 was instead simple. It is luxurious. This is a silky smooth power plant, easily one of the most refined engines I have ever experienced. In fact, as I was doing the drive-bys earlier, a Tesla came past and was deafening by comparison. The gearbox option for these was always an automatic, in earlier examples a 4-speed, but post-2005, like this, a much more modern 6-speed. Unlike a Rolls-Royce, you can actually change gear yourself, and I may experiment with that a little bit later, but I might not, because that would be somewhat uncouth. The first generation Century was introduced in 1967 to honour what would have been the centenary of Toyota's founder. It was only replaced with this, the second generation car, 30 years later, in 1997. This model itself lasted until 2017, when it was then replaced with the third generation car. Interestingly, this, the second generation, stands out, as it was the only one to receive a V12 power plant. Either side of that, you had a V8. The styling is also conservative, as you often find in many a top-flight car. So despite the fact this was really all new, it does bear a striking resemblance to the first one. Generally speaking, Toyota have never really had that much interest in exporting the Century. For that reason, very little in here is in English. Even many a Japanese domestic market car is somewhat bilingual. This, really not. In fact, the only things I can see which are in English are the word Century and some of the script for the stereo. That's it. One thing that I love about any top-flight car, BMW 7 Series, Mercedes S-Class, Lexus LS, so on and so forth, is that they are absolutely jam-packed with little ways of trying to make their owners' lives just that bit easier. These are the cars where there are no excuses, as few compromises as possible. And not only is this no exception, it may well be the daddy of quirks and features. Where do we begin? Well, this sits on air ride, not really particularly unusual. But what is the interior. You would certainly expect something like this to be all leather. But no, in here, it's wool. This is in fact the most common choice for these cars. There is leather in them, but on surfaces where it's required. So the steering wheel, the center console, and the dash. But everything else is fine, top quality lamb's wool. Why? Well, simple. It keeps you cooler in the summer, it keeps you warmer in the winter, and it's quieter. It does not creak, squeak, or rattle.